Hi guys, welcome back to the Gfinity Arena for the Play Like a Legend Season 2. And we now have our last quarter-final matchup with two French players, Vitality Brian and Ayziq. What do you expect from this game? How do you think the two players sort of got on yesterday?
Well, Brian went through his group in second place. He wouldn't have had the day that he wanted. Obviously, he's the sort of player who wants to win every single game. Everyone here is. But he'll be coming back today thinking, you know, I can obviously go one better. Looking at the quarterfinal we just seen, that was a really tight one, and the two French players we were about to see play a similar sort of style of possession, the patient play. So I think this is going to be even tighter.
Yeah, and I agree. I think Ayziq and Brian both play a very, very similar style of play. They like to play their possession football, but they can be quicker in their attacks when they need to be. Yeah. I feel that. So you might see almost similar to the Ty Walton and Taz game, where you have two of the same styles against each other, and it just sort of cancels each other out.
Well, yeah, anyone can play possession. It's not as it, but what separates players like Brian and some of the French players that we've seen here this weekend is their cutting edge. Yeah, they'll keep the ball, but they also create a lot of chances, and usually when they get the chances, they take them as well. Brian is a possession player, but yesterday we saw him score over 6 in a game, so. Well, 6 over like the 2 matches. So yeah, it just goes to show they might play possession, but they've got a lot of cutting edge as well.
Yeah. What's your prediction for this game out of the two players?
Well, I've predicted Brian to win the whole thing. Like, as a second prediction, obviously I went with Graham yesterday, but he didn't have the tournament that I expected, and like he would have expected. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Brian.
Okay. So I'm actually gonna go for Ayziq for this one because he really impressed me yesterday. This is the first time we saw him in the Gfinity Arena in the Play Like a Legend tournament. I know he's had success in a French tournament recently. So you know, we know he's one of the best French players out there. But yeah, no, he's just really impressed me with his style of play. I thought he had a very balanced style. So when he needed to play possession football, he did. When he had the opportunity to counter-attack, he did. So I think he can cause Vitality Brian some problems. And I think he has probably a slightly better team.
Yeah, well, that's not something you don't tend to see a lot amongst FIFA players, people who are like complete in the way they play. You won't see someone who plays like a huge gorilla and who plays like Brian, for example, who attacks and keeps possession. But yeah, as you said, Ayziq, he's doing that to an extent. It's kind of like Barcelona in real life. In the past, you've seen them just keep the ball and not really have a plan B, whereas this season, they've kept the ball played like we've used to, but they've also played on the counter-attack a lot. For example, in the Champions League final, scored 2 goals on the counter-attack, albeit one was in the 90th minute where Juventus kind of just went all out. But yeah, it just goes to show having that little plan B in your locker, it is really important. So let's see if Ayziq will do that in this game.
Yeah, although it's got to be said about Brian that he made it through a real difficult group yesterday. He had Taz in his group, who we've already seen, and he also had Smiley Dragon, who a lot of players tipped, like we've said many times, to go on and at least sort of make the top 4 of this tournament. So he knocked him out in really good fashion yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to follow the pattern from what we've seen so far, I mean, fair enough, a huge gorilla is in the semi-final. He won his group yesterday, but the other 2 players that are in the semi-finals now, they finished second, like Gwigsy and Ty Walton. So yeah, Brian might have finished second, but that's doesn't put him at any sort of disadvantage.
Yeah, it's a great player. And we know Brian's a great player anyway from winning head-to-head tournaments. I think he won the last Masters 2 tournament here. And one of them players who you've seen who's struggled adapting to FIFA Ultimate Team, but it looks like he's finally playing a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned yesterday that the possession sort of play, although a lot of people like to play it on head-to-head on Ultimate Team, it doesn't transition over as easy as what people would think. That's why people like Taz, Ty and Brian, they tend to have struggled on Ultimate Team in the past. But now they've had time to practice and try and implement their game style onto the Ultimate Team mode. We'll have to see how well they can do.
I think that was just a quick look at Brian's team there.
Yeah, we're going to kick off. Brian is in the Brazil kit, and I think Ayziq is playing in the USA men's kit. I think it's a USA kit, but that's not really important as long as you know who's who. Both players have got a very similar team, going for the Premier League sort of squad. Daniel Sturridge is in both of them, I think. Brian's got Leroy Fair. I know he had him in the last Play Like a Legend tournament, and it was kind of a strange decision. I think he's the only player who's using him this weekend. I don't know if that's just because he likes that player or he can't afford anyone else better in that position.
You know, I think this is it shows what you can do with a budget squad, to be honest, in this tournament, because he's also playing with Taarabt in that sort of cam position. Early chance for Brian. Oh, it's a strange place to pause it. But yeah, no, Brian with a clear opportunity there with the header. Surprised he didn't take that.
Yeah, that was a strange place to pause it, but yeah, that was a very good chance early on in the game, and neither one of these players are going to will want to concede a goal because, as we've already mentioned, they're both are possession players. So usually, if you go behind to a possession player, they can play exactly how they want. But if you're a possession player yourself and you go behind, you're kind of forced to press a lot more, force your attacks a little bit more, and it's not really what you want to be doing. So for both of these players who are possession players, neither of them want to give away the first goal.
It just looked like Ayziq making some changes there, something he wasn't happy with.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure who. I think Brian may have subbed some. No, actually, can't sub anyone on until half time, obviously. But yeah, a lot of the players do change their formation straight away when they get into the game. That's just because some formations you can't start with. However, when you get into the game, you can change to. It's a little bit strange, but yeah, that's something that we've pretty much seen every single time so far.
Yeah, I know players like to lock in that 100 chemistry and then change to a formation that they couldn't have had 100% chemistry with.
Yeah. I mean, I think Brian's even got Taarabt playing, Taarabt and Leroy first, so yeah, that's a strange one. I don't know whether that's, as I said, just because he can't afford better people in those positions, or maybe Taarabt, has he still got 5-star skill moves? I think he has.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, that's useful, but Leroy I can't think of too many uses for him. I mean, I'd rather have Yaya Toure myself, but he's obviously a little bit more expensive.
You know, great credit to Brian, to be fair. He's made it to the quarterfinals so far and could go further with a real affordable squad.
Yeah, I mean, look at Tass's team. Tass has got, I think he's got the best team we've seen so far, like informs, legends, Ronaldo. It's basically got everyone, and you know, you want to take to Ty's team. I mean, as Spencer said, Ty's team, it's not bad. He's got Ronaldo, Messi, Bale himself, but yeah, it just goes to show you don't need the best teams to win. Like skill does still play a part.
Brian there, just having the sort of better opportunities in this first 18 minutes. There with the free kick, and you saw Ayziq use that tactic that a lot of players do, where you have a long-range free kick and you put a defender covering the extra space on the sort of other side of the goal of the keeper. Yeah,
I think that's just been like the standard that everyone does now. Although a lot of players have kind of started using trick free kicks. I know we saw Ty do it in past tournaments, like putting 2 or 3 players over the ball, doing a fake shot, letting someone run on and pass it to them. Because if obviously the disadvantage of having someone on the line is playing every single person on side. So.
A nice through ball there by Brian again, and a shot, but saved at the near post. A good early pressure here from Brian.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit like Tass and Ty's game, in the sense that Tass and Ty, they like to play quite a lot of possession. Like Ty with the 5 at the back could afford to attack a little bit more, I think. But I don't think there's going to be many goals in this. Yeah, I can see the first game actually finishing 0-0, and then maybe one of them sneaking a goal in the second game and just controlling it from there. But whoever does get the first goal, I think we'll win, to be honest.
Ayziq with a chance here. And Brian making a bad mistake, losing it in the midfield there. But Ayziq just couldn't capitalise on that mistake.
To be fair, Ayziq's putting quite a lot of pressure on Brian in his own half, and to be honest, we don't really see people do that to Brian. He's so like cool and calm in like when he's got the ball. Like it's usually hard, because I remember like the Barcelona tactic of past was I think it was, if you don't get the ball within 7 seconds, just like stop chasing it. And you kind of have to do that on FIFA, because there's only so many players you can push upfield to pressure your opponent before you start leaving gaps at the back and you become vulnerable to like 3 balls. So as much as Ayziq is he was pressuring Brian in his own half, he has to be careful. That's a lovely ball. Oh, is it going to go in? I'm not quite sure how that sneaked through the keeper there, but that pass didn't come out of nowhere. I don't think I would have made that pass just because I thought usually if you play through ball in that sort of situation, usually your player can't get there in time and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, no, nice sort of little delicate through ball there from Brian. And Ayziq now with a chance. Great defending there. I think that was that Noah?
Yeah, most likely. We've seen a lot of him this weekend as well. And again, he's just one of those players that, he's a great example of you don't need the best rated players in the positions to get the job done. He's fast, he's strong, and he's good in the air. That is all you need for a centre-back. I mean, me and Spencer had the conversation about it yesterday. There is so much choice at centre-back, like in pretty much all leagues. As I said, as long as you've got a little bit of pace, strength and height, that's a perfect centre-back.
Yeah. Well, I think you see him alongside Mangala a lot as well, who's not as quick, but equally as he's, I think, technically more sort of better in defence, and sort of stronger. I know his jumping stats are quite good.
I think he's going to need them because if there is a goal in this game, I can see it coming from like a hopeful cross, just not a goal that we're not expecting. Like they both play really nice football, so if you're expecting a goal to come from like an amazing passing play, that's probably not how it's going to happen.
I think Brian shows some good early signs. I don't think this is going to be as tight as that Taiwan game we saw earlier.
I think it will in terms of goals, but maybe it'll be a little bit more, like a few more chances. It's just how well you can utilise the players that you've got. And Brian's a perfect example of, he makes it with what his guys' team isn't the best, but look at him, he's here in the quarterfinals.
Ayziq now enjoying a bit more of the ball, but curse of the commentator, Brian breaks it up and now has a chance to counter-attack. There's a through ball on, I think.
Yeah, the issue is, I know we keep going back to the fact both of them like to keep the ball, but when two possession players are playing against each other, a lot of the time the game tends to be slow because if you spend long periods without the ball, when you do get the ball, you kind of feel like obliged to attack really quick. So you're like, oh, now I've finally got the ball, I need to attack quick so I'm not going to get it again. But when two possession players are playing each other, they'll spend a lot of time without the ball, and then when they do get the ball, they're right, I'm going to keep it a little bit more now and make my opponent do what I just have to do, like chase the ball a lot.
Do you feel keeping the ball affects momentum in any way? That's something I feel that does actually happen in this game. If you have a percentage swing of say 60-40%, I feel if I'm the player with 40%, my players won't pass the ball as well, and just my play won't flow as well.
Well, I see what you're saying, but I think that just brings me back to the point that when you do get the ball and when you finally do get the ball against someone who's been keeping the ball against you, you feel obliged to attack, and you rush your attack, and you just end up giving the ball away straight away. So I think that's why that's what you're on about. But possession is the only way to really control a game. A lot of the time it can get away from you, and you kind of think, oh, maybe the game's against me, or I'm a little bit unlucky, or whatever excuses you want to come up with. But yeah, keeping the ball, it's the only real way to control the match, because obviously if you've got the ball, your opponents can't score.
So we've had a few important substitutions there for Brian, first of all, bringing on Chikawi and Ibrahimovic, and I believe Ayziq has just brought on Ronaldo, and as you can see, Neymar's on, and Royce replaces Sturridge.
Yeah, Ibrahimovic is the perfect player you need in a match like this, because as I said earlier, I think a goal is going to come from a cross and not from an amazing bit of passing play, because they're kind of expecting, both of them are expecting the other one to cut them open with a nice little bit of play, whereas Brian has now got that advantage that he can afford to cross it, or maybe even a little bit of skill in the box. Ooh, Fibra went down there, that would have been a penalty. But yeah, now Brian's just got a little bit more in attack, just that extra option of having the cross, and obviously there's not many people who are going to be able to beat Ibra in the air.
And what do you think about Ayziq's substitutions, bringing on Messi, Ronaldo and Neymar? Oh, sorry, was it Bale?
Bale, Neymar and who, sorry?
Oh, sorry, Ronaldo.
Oh, well, we all know how good Ronaldo is. I mean, in the last Play Like a Legend, we saw him come on at half-time quite a lot. We even saw him do that for Gorilla, and he's doing that again. But I think in this tournament, we've seen quite a lot more people build their team around him and get him in from the start, because having Ronaldo for 90 minutes is obviously a lot better than having him just for one half.
Yeah. Mistake there from Brian, just kicking the ball out of play. But yeah, I enjoyed the use of Ibrahimovic for Brian yesterday. Really made use of his strength in the box. So Brian likes to get around the outside of the box, just play delicate passes into Ibrahimovic, bust out a skill move, and then also the strength of Ibrahimovic sort of helps him fend off defenders.
And the only issue is with Brian's team is really not got much pace in there. I mean, Ayziq's now got Ronaldo, he's got Neymar, he's got Bell. So, as I said, Brian's now got the added option he can like cross the ball and whatever. Now Ayziq's got the option he can hit him on the counter attack with just one long through ball to Ronaldo, which is something I think we will see.
Also means Ayziq, it allows him to press Brian a lot further up the pitch because he knows he hasn't got that threat of the long through ball that someone like Ronaldo offers.
Yeah, I mean, I've just seen someone in the chat say competitive FIFA may look boring, but it's actually more intense than what people make out, and that's perfectly true. Because when you're in a game like this, you have to be focused 100%. Like, if you just lose focus for like a split second, you can concede a goal. And if you concede a goal to someone like at the level of what these two players are, that can be game over.
Yeah, no, I agree. A lot of the time, you will have players that cancel each other out, and I always think the biggest difference between a professional player and, say, a more casual player is how well a professional player defends.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, but from what we've seen with the huge gorilla so far, no one can really defend against him.
No.
But yeah, a lot of competitive players that don't get the credit that they deserve, because again, as we keep saying, Warfare might have just got a chance. 17 top players play each other, there's usually little in it, unless it's a huge gorilla who seems to have just like completely like reinvented competitive FIFA.
Both players now sort of struggling to get any real clear-cut chances. There's a lot of sort of just losing possession, both players really, in this midfield area, and it's just a bit back and forth at the moment.
As I said, the first person who gets, like, whoever gets the first goal in this game is going to win it. I'm just giving absolutely nothing away. It was the same in Tass's game, Tass and Ty, to be honest. I predicted Tass was going to win it, but at the same time, I knew whoever got the first goal in that game was going to win it, especially Ty with his 5 at the back. We know how hard that can be to break down.
You know, I definitely haven't seen that much of Ayziq. He played really well yesterday. And it just seems like he's given Brian a little bit too much respect here. Now Brian has the chance with a corner. Goes for the short corner, which we see so much. Tried to play another like reverse through ball. I don't really think that was on. I thought he was just going to do a skill move and try and finish it there.
I've predicted a 0-0 in this game and a 1-0 in the next, so he's looking that way at the moment. There's just 10 minutes left. I think if one of them got a 90-minute like goal, that would completely demoralise the other one. Just not. Oh.
And Brian there. He's looked the most likely, to be fair, out of these two players to go in the lead. And a chip through ball there, but I don't see that often where you do a chip through ball, and unless the keeper comes out, you haven't really got a big chance of finishing there with a header.
Yeah, most chip through balls there, like from your own half of the pitch, like for someone with a lot of pace getting in behind the defence. Whereas Brian's actually done it there into his opponent's box. He said we won't see that a lot. Although there, I kind of expected him to like get a lot of power beyond the header, and I've seen a few of those go in the past, but not in this case. And again, you can see what Brian's done. A great tackle, good pressure there by Brian. But again, he goes for the pass when he maybe could have shot there. I thought he was going to like either do a little body feint inside, maybe even a fake shot just to get like Ibra onto a better angle. And I think the first time pass, I'm not sure who he actually gave it to, whether it was Chikawi, I think it was actually. He's through V, we'll see what he can do. Oh, that was. it was a very good goal, but at the same time it was lucky because he did get tackled on the way through and it just fell coyly for him. But you know, if that's the first goal in the game like this, Brian, he can now control the game. He can play exactly how he wants to, and that's not what Ayziq needed. No, but it was coming. To be fair, Brian kept, you know, getting them chances inside the box and not going for the finish. And all it takes is a little bit of luck sometimes. To be fair, and I think Brian actually deserves that. Yeah, I think he's been the more likely to like score in this game. Although you got to give credit to Ayziq, he's had some good half chances at least himself. But I think Brian's going to go on to win this now. You know, good. Well, a late goal for Brian's going to be going to that second game. Well, very confident. Like, how did you think he played in that first game? I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, good, it was kind of boring. It wasn't really boring, because as I said, competitive FIFA, like, a lot of the time, nothing is given away. A huge gorilla, fair enough, he scored 10, but these two are playing a completely different game style. Maybe it's even easier on the eye, just like see those sort of patient sort of players. I mean, people like watching Barcelona in real life because of the way they keep the ball, the way they play. And, you know, these are doing the exact same as them.
Yeah, no, I actually think Brian played really well there. Apart from in the final third, I think he could have shot earlier. I think he went for too many through balls, really. When he had a chance. I was disappointed in Ayziq, I must admit. I didn't think he held the ball well. He didn't make it to the final third that often.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I think it's a bit harsh to say he was disappointed in him. I just think that's credit to how Brian played. But as we say, when two possession players like come together like this, it's kind of hard to. One of them's always going to look bad because they're used to having so much of the ball, but you know, all of a sudden, you know, they're getting none of it, so they have to kind of adapt. And right, fair enough, in that game, he didn't adapt well enough. And yeah, coming back onto Brian, he was using a lot of through balls, and when you got Ibrahimovic up front, you know, that's not really going to work because you need someone with pace to run onto them. So yeah, as I said, Brian, I think now he's going to just go and control that second game and play exactly how he needs to.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, when he actually had that chance, Ibrahimovic looked through on goal, but then because he hasn't got a lot of pace, the defender caught up with him. He actually predicted that he would cut inside. Yeah, just a fortunate goal, really. Yeah,
he did well to read the move, but well, to be fair, he did well to read he was going to cut inside, but I didn't think he was going to actually do that sort of skill move. I didn't think he was going to like try that so late on in the game, in a game that's as tight as this, but fair enough, it worked for him. As you said, he got a little bit lucky to come out the other end with the ball, but, you know, you say sometimes you just need a little bit of luck, and, you know, he got it. We just see Brian having a little peek over at Ayziq's screen there to see his team.
Yeah, what do you think Ayziq has to do? Should he change anything now? Because I don't think things went well for him in that game. I think we're just going to have a look at... Oh no, sorry, this is the next game that's kicked off now.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, second game's kicked off.
Yeah, should Ayziq change anything, or just keep it the same?
It's hard to say, really, because it just depends if he has got that plan B. We were saying at the start of the game before he had, and, you know, if he has, now's the time to show it. Like, we saw it with Griggsy yesterday in the very first game of the tournament when he was playing against Toxide. Toxide kept a lot of the ball against him, and he took the lead, and we were saying, right, Griggsy, now he needs to change. He needs to press him higher up and not let him control the game like what he's doing. And Ayziq needs to do that against Brian. He can't let him control the game, but Brian is just so good at doing it, it's hard to stop.
Yeah, Brian, again, well, started off controlling the game, but has given the ball away here. We saw a lot of that in the first game, where they'd just try and get a through ball to make it through to that final third, and the pass would be intercepted or blocked off. And I'm not really sure if that's bad attacking play or good defending by both of them.
Yeah, I'd go with good defending, to be honest, but if there is going to be a goal in this one, I've said whoever got the first goal would win, but it's definitely going to come in the second half, because in the first half of the last one, it was I wouldn't say it was dull, but nothing really happened. But as soon as they brought on the subs, they improved the teams a little bit. Both of them went for it a little bit more. It's just whether Brian's actually going to go for it and try and get a second, or he's just going to like see the game out. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he did try and see the game out, because he has obviously got a lot of respect for Ayziq.
Yeah, Ayziq's got a chance on the counter-attack, but there's only two men going forward here. Quadrado a little bit isolated, and in the end, Brian's just, well, nearly managed to win the ball back.
Oh, that's lovely by Balas. Oh, that was, for me, that would have been one of the goals of the tournament. That nice little combination of skill moves, the ball roll, and then the flick.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it.
That's a 5-star skill move. I didn't realise Balassi had 5-star skills.
Yeah.
Wow. No wonder he's being used so much this weekend.
Yeah, that's why so many players like Balassi. And Brian now clear on this left-hand side, but only one player making the run to get into the box.
Started a lot more open than he did the last game. I feel like both players are kind of going for it. Well, obviously Ayziq's got to go for it, but it looks like Brian's 1 to 2 goal cushion, which is, you know, it's understandable.
Yeah, I don't think well, I know Brian isn't a player that really sits for a lead. I think later on in the game he will, but he'll definitely push for that second goal. And Ayziq, another chance, just a counter-attack, but didn't have many players forward, so, well, just tries to retain possession, but yeah, there's a lot of changeovers in possession in this game, a lot more than your normal game, I think.
Well, yeah, from what I've seen so far, Ayziq hasn't really got that counter-attack style in his locker. Every time he gets a chance to counter-attack, he just stops and waits for support and starts building up slowly. And he's going to run out of time if he keeps doing that, because he doesn't really create many chances. So you got to think, if you're him, you got to think to yourself, he didn't create many chances in that first game. So how many can I possibly create in his second with the same sort of style? Not many. So that being said, here he is.
Again with PLALC.
Oh, that's such bad keeping. It was a really nice goal, nice combination of skill moves, but the keeper should be saving that all day long.
You know, I thought he was unlucky not to get the block with the defender as well. It looked like it may have gone through a defender's legs there. But yeah, I felt Brian was in control of that situation. But yeah, a nice bit of skill, I guess, from Ayziq. And yeah, he needed that goal.
It's going to be interesting to see how Brian reacts. My prediction's completely gone out the window in a sense. Whoever's going to score first is going to win it. I also said it would be 0-0 in the first game and just 1-0 in this. So my predictions aren't quite there today. Well, and yesterday, in fact, with going out to the groups. I'm going to stop giving predictions. My crystal ball isn't working this weekend. And Brian needs Ibrahimovic on. He definitely lacks that little variety in attack in the first half of the games.
Yeah, there definitely seems a lot more emphasis in his attacks when Ibrahimovic is on the pitch. And to be fair, I think Ayziq does benefit a lot from it as well. Just, you know, PLALC just isn't in the same league as the likes of Ronaldo is. But he's been enjoying a lot of PLALC in this game so far, and is, you know, going for them skill moves to get particular openings.
Yeah, just seen Hans Christian in the chat say they wish they showed replays, but we will be seeing the replays after the game. So just keep that in mind. I will try and read out some of the comments from the chat, if they are appropriate, of course. But I don't think we haven't seen many people in the chat say who they think is going to win. But obviously there is a large French contingent. There is a French stream, so if there's many French people watching in the chat, if you've got a favourite, tell us who it is.
A big chance there by Brian, just getting the ball in the box, but just turned really slowly, and Ayziq now has a big chance to counter-attack.
Oh, he's in with PLALC. Oh, it was a bad first touch. If I was him, I would have just tried to take it in with stride and run it around the keeper.
Yeah, that was a bad touch from PLALC there.
Yeah, he just took it at the complete wrong angle.
And sort of surprising defending there as well from Brian. He just rushed his defender out, which gave Ayziq a clean sort of through ball to execute.
All right, someone just said in the chat, can you remind us if Sean Allen got grouped? I can confirm that he did get grouped yesterday. I wouldn't like to see this go to silver goal, to be honest, because then I can see it going to golden goal and perhaps even another golden goal, because there's really not been many chances. Well, that being said, Ayziq's definitely had the better of this second game. He kind of had no chances really in the first game, but in this first half and second, he's had a couple, really.
Yeah, no, Ayziq's definitely improved his game in this second leg. And this is when these substitutions really made a difference, I felt, to the first leg.
Yeah, Brian, obviously, he needs Ibrahimovic. Like, his attack just isn't the same with Ayziq. I mean, it's understandable when Ayziq's got Ronaldo to bring on. It's kind of like Ronaldo against Ibrahimovic. I feel like, obviously, Ronaldo gives you, like, a much more variety in attack, because you can free ball it to him, he can score from distance, he can win the headers, whereas Ibrahimovic, like, he hasn't got the pace to get in behind. So let's see if Brian, it's all going to depend on how much Brian has practiced with him, because he knows he can't get in behind with him. So if he's been practicing, he's going to be working it down the wings quite a lot and just using him in a completely different way.
I think that third player that Ayziq brings on is actually Royce, not Bale or Messi.
Royce still isn't a bad player to bring on. He's got quite a lot of pace, which obviously both these players seem to be lacking in the first half. Let's see if Brian can. I hope there's going to be a last-minute goal in this. I feel like one of the players deserves to win it. Oh, Brian tries that a lot. He's like those sort of cut-back passes which you don't expect. Whereas I think a lot of players there would have tried the body feint on the edge of the box instead and got a shot off.
Yeah.
I know we've seen a few goals like that this weekend actually. I think Spencer scored one in the. A huge gorilla scored one against Zach Moore. I think Zach Moore even scored one against him as well. So
yeah,
Brian definitely is one of those unpredictable players. He tries to do something that you completely don't expect. You know, we saw in that last game with his little spin with Ibra.
Yeah, I felt he just had space to run into there, and I was surprised by that. But yeah, like Hughes Gorilla is one of the best at that. Just being patient around the edge of the box, then doing like a body feint to cut inside and then unleash a shot.
Yeah, CJW Gaming said, how come the players don't use informs like Ronaldo if they can? No, that's not a rule. The only rule is that they can't use more than 3 legends. We did see a hero Ronaldo yesterday, the 97 rated. We've seen quite a lot of team of the seasons throughout the weekend, but obviously a lot of the players they're playing on budget, so you know, they can use informs if they want, if they can afford them. But you know, a regular Ronaldo is good enough.
Yeah, I think United yesterday, the Polish player, had a phenomenal team, didn't he? And I think most players would love to use a team like that, but yeah, it depends how your pack luck is, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my pack luck in the past, I think over about 3 FIFA's the best player I've got is just Schweinsteiger. And yeah, I've seen people pack Ronaldo 3 times in a month, and I'm just thinking, like, what's going on?
So, you know, that will sort of affect how good a teams they can put together. Like, Brian obviously hasn't had great luck in packs because, you know, again, I respect Brian a lot for this. It's one of the weaker teams, 4 ultimate team that we've seen in this tournament. Yeah, it doesn't seem to affect him that much.
Yeah, perhaps it's the weakest left in, but you know, you have to make do with what you got. And as I said earlier, Brian's a perfect example of what he can do with what he's got, and he does it really well. So we've got to the quarterfinals with this team. You know, he could easily make it to the semi-finals. He's not losing, not on aggregate. Obviously, he's 1-0 down in the game, but on aggregate, he leads 1-1, as you can see to the right of the score. But he took the lead in the last game pretty late on, and you know, maybe there's a late goal to come in this.
I definitely think there's more goals to come. Brian there just playing around on the edge of the box, but not really getting an opening.
That was a nice little move. Ronaldo's touches there a little bit questionable. No,
good defending there by Brian.
Just like completely seeing it out.
I've been a lot more impressed with Ayziq's counter-attacks this game. Just not losing the ball before he gets to the final third that much, and just he's been able to create more opportunities because of that.
Yeah, well, as I said, he needed something different in the first game. He didn't create a chance, whereas in the first half of the second game he created quite a few. I thought Ibra might have just been in there, but again, that's just how Brian plays. He's not going to force it. He doesn't like go for those over the top 3 balls when he doesn't need to.
I think he'd already decided he was going to switch the play. It was unlucky that he turned with Chikawa there.
Yeah, he's gone for it first time. This time, oh, that's a great ball across, but he just didn't have anyone in his position to take advantage of it.
Yeah, looking to get Chikawa on the end of that, but again, a bit unfortunate for Brian. Ayziq now, and this has been such a balanced game. Both players, it's almost been 50-50 possession, really.
Yeah, you know, when a game is this tight, it's going to be decided by a horrible, like, lucky goal. It's rare a moment of absolute brilliance decides a goal decides a game this tight. It's kind of hoping that that little chop is going to like result in something then. Yeah. But yeah.
Brian trying to get an attack going, but I think he should have switched the play there rather than sort of go for that 1-2 on the wing.
Yeah, as it stands, we will be going to silver goal if the game finishes like this. And just for you who don't know, silver goal in the first half of the next game. Obviously, if someone's winning at half-time, they will go on to win the game. However, if it's drawing, they will then go into the second half, which is then golden goal. If you still don't have a winner after that, we will play another game, which will be golden goal until we do get a winner.
Is there time for a winner here? We've got 5 minutes remaining. There's normally 5 minutes of stoppage time. in these FIFA Ultimate Team games.
Just seeing someone in the chat asking if they can use record breaking, Ronaldo or Messi. Yes, they can use. You can use absolutely anyone you want. The only limit is you can only use 3 legends. That is the only rule. In fact, we saw someone in the last PLALC Legends, I think it was the Greek, he was using the record breaking Messi and the inform Ronaldo up front. So, yeah, as I said, they can use anyone.
Brian now, maybe with a last-ditch attack.
Yeah, now would be the perfect time to score. No time whatsoever for replies. You're gonna. Oh, he's trying that back heel again. I thought he might have just like tried to like dink across to the back post, and PLALC got like the momentum in his run and jumped over the defender.
Yeah, I think the back post cross definitely was on there. He nearly actually won possession.
Is he offside? Oh, yeah, I thought he was offside, but again, that would have definitely been a match winner then. Can you use attribute cards? No, you cannot use attribute cards. The team doesn't have to be full chemistry. Literally, the only rules are you can only use 3 legends. We saw teams in the past tournament, they only had below 100 chemistry. I think someone even started yesterday, Gfinity was with 97 chemistry. You can only make subs after half-time, and obviously you can only make 3 of them. If your player gets sent off, you can't use him then for the next game, which I think is a really, really good rule.
Yeah, no, that is a nice rule. And like if you are sitting at home thinking, I've got an amazing squad here, I can definitely compete with these players. Go to the Gfinity site and sign up. There's still season 3. It's going on right now, so players are trying to qualify for the next season to eventually qualify for the grand final, which happens in August. And obviously that big prize of that, they win every legend card. That's a massive prize, isn't it, for the grand final?
Yeah.
Every
How many
legend
teams
card.
can you create with that? Just on the game, they were going to be going to silver goal, as I mentioned. The players are just going to be setting up their teams, adding fitness cards to the squads, obviously, because you don't want to be going into another like a silver goal with players on like 75 fitness or so on. So yeah, like every single legends card, that would be insane. Obviously, in this tournament, you can only use 3 of them, but you know, having every legends card just to play at home against your friends, that would be insane.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate actually. Taz was the only player who really used legend cards, and it is quite hard to bring them into your game. And to be fair, not a lot of players get the luck to open them in packs really.
Yeah.
So they are so rare to see. So if it'd be interesting to know your teams that you can create from legends really, because we've only seen Taz has been using Vieira and Cliver in his team with the combination of like Ronaldo and
Well, he's done well in that sense. I mean, most people would just have Ronaldo like up top. I can't think of too many players better than him to have in that position, like legends or normal. But yeah, Taz, he definitely integrated the legends well into his team. He had Cliver in there, Robben one side of him, Ronaldo the other, and Cliver scored quite a lot of goals for him. So yeah, he'd obviously practiced with that, integrated the legends well, and they do work. So if you can have legends in your team, by all means, get them in there.
And now we now have the game starting off now. Both players have completed setting up their teams. And we're here for the first half of silver goal, basically, for this first half.
And if we haven't got a winner by half-time, it will then go into the second half, which will then be golden goal.
Ayziq getting a chance from this early corner. Oh, wow. Hitting the post there with the header. Ayziq really unfortunate there. Not many players actually go for the ball into the box first time from a corner. They normally go for that short corner and try to dribble it in from there. Yeah,
because heading just isn't very powerful on this game. That's why you see most players go for the short and then try and work something into the box. But losing to a corner at this stage is not something either of them want to do. Like, if I was playing now, if I was going to lose, I want to lose to something now. I can like hold my hands up and say, oh, do you know what? That was just good. I couldn't do anything about that. You did really well. But if you concede the corner, you can't really say that, because a lot of the time it's not really down to you.
I always think it's worth trying in a game as tight as this, because who knows, you might get the luck, try something different.
And just for those who've noticed bringing on subs, there is a rule that you can only bring them on after half time. But as this is silver goal, they can bring subs on immediately. That should liven it more up, because from what we've seen in the past 2 games, whenever they both bring their subs on at half time, the second half is definitely a lot more better. So hopefully from the start, this one's going to be a good one to watch.
Yeah, that is a good rule, because it is basically a continuation of the last game. Just because you can't go to penalties and golden goal in an actual FUT game.
Yeah. Right, if you could go to penalties, I think we would. But yeah, as you said, like it's impossible to go to penalties on a team. So we have to find a way to get a winner, and this is definitely the best way to do it.
Yeah. And a chance here for Ayziq if he can bring it down.
Sometimes you just don't know about them. Ronaldo sometimes jumps up, chests them, and runs onto them. But a lot of the time, it happens exactly what you just saw there. Ronaldo just can't get there. But again, it's not really something we've seen from him. That was kind of more like a forced pass. Like we've seen him like be patient, the same with Brian. But maybe he's just trying to do something to take Brian by surprise now, because he's just not getting much space in his half.
I think I definitely, when we saw him play yesterday, I noticed him doing that a lot more. So when he did have that opening going forward, he did go for that long through ball. We just haven't seen it that much in this game.
Yeah, I felt like he had a chance to cross it in then, but I'm not sure why he tried to drag back. I think he's just trying a little bit too much now to be unpredictable. Like there is a line between, like obviously, most pro players don't want to be predictable, because that's what separates us from like just your average players. You can predict what they're going to do, you read the passes and so on. But there is such a thing as being too unpredictable. Like it doesn't even go in your advantage. So I think Ayziq was just on the wrong side of that line there.
Ayziq trying to sort of pile on the pressure in this game in silver goal. Both players kind of struggling to get a counter-attack going.
Well, yeah, as I said, like usually when you don't have a lot of the ball, when you do get the ball, you tend to force it, which is something like both of them they've obviously done in the past and they've learned from it. So whenever they do get the ball, it's like right now I'm just going to keep it for a little bit. I'm not going to force it. Well, I thought Ibra might have been in then. Again, Brian is not one of those risk takers. He waits for the perfect opportunity and. Oh no! Is he going to go in? Oh. I don't know what to say about that. Obviously, well done, Brian. It was a nice goal, but there was quite a lot of luck involved. Yeah. And just as I was saying, Brian doesn't like to force it. He likes to work the best opportunity possible for him. There's a great example of that. He could have risked the through ball, which got intercepted, and then lost possession. But no, he worked it onto the wing, worked it to Ibrahimovic, did a fake shot, got a little bit lucky with the shot. Even the resulting goal got quite lucky as well. So. If it stays like this till half-time, Brian will have won the game.
Yeah.
As you can see, Ayziq's now changing formation, which is something obviously he's got to do.
Yeah, no, he was trying to bring on substitutions, actually, forgetting that he'd already used them at the start of this silver goal, trying to bring on Royce. But he has changed to a 4-3-3, which will be a bit more attacking for him. I wouldn't expect Brian to change that much.
Well, yeah, I said I think in game 2 that this game is going to be decided by a horrible lucky goal, and you've just seen it there. Yeah. But fair enough. There is such thing as creating your own luck, and I think that is a case of Brian creating his own luck. He had to be in that position to to score.
Oh, no, I completely agree.
If you shoot from 50 yards out, he takes a deflection, goes bar, hits the bar, hits the back of your keeper and goes in. Fair enough. There's absolutely nothing you could have done about that. But Brian, he had to be in that sort of situation to even get that chance.
So Ayziq has 15 more minutes to try and keep in the competition. Otherwise, Brian will be going through to the semi-finals where he'll face Gfinity. And he'll be the only French player left in the competition.
Yeah, 8 of 7. So, 6 actually. But yeah, there's just 10 minutes left. Just got to hold on there for 10 minutes, and he's going to be in the semi-final. Which, with this team, it's a really good achievement. I mean, we all know Brian. He's known amongst the FIFA community as one of the very best. But obviously, his team, it's not quite there. But if he wins this tournament, he's going to get 20,000 FIFA points, and he can improve his team. So, it's definitely something he's going to be looking for. But then you got to think, if you can win a tournament with a team like this, and then he gets to improve it as well, what else can we look forward to?
And these guys are also playing for a guaranteed £1,250,000 if they make it through to that semi-final. So it will be intense right now. Both players will be a bit nervous. And Brian, you just see here, just getting the clock down, wasting a bit of time in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, I think Spencer asked you the question, is this kind of accepted in the pro community? And in a sense it is, there's a lot on the line, you need to win. And as you said, in the past you could have been 2-0 up and you've not done this, and you've perhaps conceded and gone on to lose the game. So Yeah, like it's accepted in a sense. Like it's not always nice to see, but you can understand why they're doing it because there's so much on the line.
Yeah. Well, we see that happen in real life so much, where
Yeah.
people running into corners and try and win either corners or throw-ins. And actually, Brian did make a mistake there, but Ayziq just couldn't capitalise on that.
Oh,
is there a big chance here or not?
No, he's not going to get to that with Neymar. Brian needs to be careful though. Like this is where it's so hard when you're playing against a possession player. You need a goal. Look, Brian is just not going to give anything away. You're 60% possession.
Ayziq will be hoping for some injury time here, but Brian's clear through on goal with Sturridge.
Oh, he's hit the post. That would have been a better goal to win it by, but just got to hold on for like 30 more seconds. Is he going to get one more attack maybe, Ayziq?
Yeah, I think there's one more attack left. 3 minutes added on, and he's just giving the ball away. I think that's all over.
Is he going to get another one first though? No. Van Aanholt. Is he? No. If the ref doesn't blow now, I'll be surprised. Oh, no, he's going to get another chance.
One more attack.
Yeah, he's going to get another chance. That's good defending now by Brian. He's giving nothing away, and there it is.
Ayziq just being wasteful. And as you can see there on screen, Brian, the victor in this game, he makes it through to the semi-finals of the tournament. Yeah. And Ayziq, unfortunately, is going home. He will be out of the tournament now.
Yeah, great sportsmanship there by Ayziq. I know a lot of people in this situation would be really frustrated to lose to a goal like that. I mean, it was a really horrible goal to concede. And then for Brian to run the time down like he did, which, as I said, it's understandable, but when it's happening against you, you really don't like it. So, he knows he could have done better, but fair play to Brian. He played really well, and he's in the semi-final.
Do you think? Do you think Brian is a deserving victor from that game?
It's hard to say. I think the game was very even. Again, I said the game's going to be decided by a bit of luck, but you kind of have to create your own luck. Brian did that, so yeah, I'd say he was a deserved winner.
Yeah, I thought he did play throughout the 2 legs and goal there. I just thought he had more purpose in the final third of the pitch and created more opportunities, really. Created his own luck in the end. But 2 of his goals did have a bit of luck, though, unfortunately.
Well, games this tight, like I said, they're often decided by a little bit of luck, and the game was really tight. We're just going to see a couple of replays now of the goals. I think this is Brian's first goal in the first game to go 1-0 up, and this is a little skill move I was on about. He got a little bit lucky to come out with the ball, but to try that skill move in the 87th minute in the game, that's 0-0. A lot of people would have just tried to do the body feint, which I think if he did that, like as you said, Ayziq had predicted he was going to do it. And if he did that, I think he would have just tackled him easy and come out with the ball. But because he's done a skill move that he wasn't expecting him to do, that's why he has came out with the ball and got the goal. That gave him a 1-0 lead going into the second game. And I actually said that whoever got the first goal was going to win it. And, that obviously wasn't the case because Ayziq came back strong in this first half of that second game.
But like we all know this game. Like you see so many times where someone will try a skill move and it will bounce off the defender to create a chance. And we see Gorilla do it quite a lot, to be fair. Well played. And here we'll see Ayziq's equaliser in that second leg. Just with Balassi there, I think you'll see a skill move. I think the keeper could have done better there.
Yeah.
Maybe sort of all goals having a slight bit of luck, but just forcing their own opportunities. Yeah,
he was definitely both. I think every single goal scored was kind of lucky in a sense, but that's just how FIFA is. You have to take your chances when they come to you, even if they're lucky ones like that. And luckily for Brian, he got the better chances overall in the match.
Yeah, but I think this is the third goal, is it? Yeah, the winning goal.
Yeah, just before he got to there, you could have seen you saw the Ibra having the chance that I was on about, which he could have possibly 3-balled it to, but he worked. you can just laugh at that. Fair enough, he was persistent. He worked into the box. He got the lucky chance when it came to him, and he took it. And as I said, that is FIFA.
You can see Ayziq tried to make the tackle, and I thought the keeper did make the first save, and I thought he got away with it there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's not the case, and Brian is through to the semi-finals. How do you think he'll get on against Gfinity?
Again, I've predicted him to win the tournament, so going off that, I'm going to have to say I think he's going to win it. Although Gfinity, he's got kind of a strange style, like the way he plays. He's not really done anything that stood out to him. He's done exactly what he needs to. He's good with his through balls. He takes his chances when they come to him. And now, just looking at the bracket, we can see a huge Gorilla and Ty Walton are going to be playing in the first semi-final, which will be next. and XL Giggsy and Vitality Brian will be playing in the second semi-final.
Yeah, no, them games look really good actually, because you've got two conflicting styles of plays in both games. Gorilla likes to play very direct, Ty likes to play sort of possession football, and the same again with this Brian match. And Brian likes to play possession football. Giggsy likes to be very direct as well. So yeah, them games are really really well balanced.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, that kind of goes in the favour of Giggsy and a huge Gorilla, because if the way they play, they'll be used to not having a lot of the ball. So you know, let's just see if they can like put that into the game and win.
Yep. So we'll have the semi-finals coming up shortly. Just before we're going to have a quick break now, but just before we do, we're going to have a look at Brian's Ultimate Team 11.
My best 11 player on the Ultimate Team with outcomes 3 are in goalkeeper Manuel Neuer, left back Roberto Carlos, center back Boateng and Ramos, right back maybe Walker, Kyle Walker I think, in CDM Gullit and Yaya Touré, in number 10 Pelé, on the right wing Robben I think, in the left wing Messi, and Ronaldo in striker.
Peggy 3.
That is a bitter defeat. That is the sweet taste of victory. That's hard to swallow. That's the dream start. What a night there.
It's all come together perfectly. Well, this is it. The taste of football.
Sweet victory for one team, bitter defeat for the other.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
Throughout history, the boldest have dared to go further. They risk death, and in doing so, live on forever. What drives these few to the ends of the earth? The desire to discover something more. The search for something greater. The world is full of unanswered questions. Beyond all limits or reason, the answers await. For some, discovering the secrets of the world is the only way to live.